Year 2, it's Miss Harris again with your outdoor learning lesson. As you can see, the day that I recorded your video, it was lovely and sunny but cold, so I decided to put on my coat and my hat and my scarf and come and record your lesson outside. Right, so let's get started. I am going to share my screen. Okay. Hopefully we can all see that. Fantastic. So our topic is invertebrates this term. And last term we were looking at the last week we were looking at the difference between vertebrates and vertebrates. So if a vertebrate is an animal with a backbone, can you remember what an invertebrate is? I've got some pictures there to remind you, and I'm going to give you about 20 seconds to either have a little think, jot it down if you've got pen and paper, or if you're doing this lesson and there's someone else in the room with you, you can talk to them about it. Fantastic. So an invertebrate is an animal without a backbone. Well done if you remembered that from last week. Fantastic. Now, how do we know if an animal has got a backbone or not? It is very, very hard to see if an animal's got a backbone unless you take an X-ray like these pictures here, or you've got X-ray vision. Do any of you have X-ray vision? Oh, no. Okay, so we will have to look at a different way of finding out. So today we're going to be looking at insects. And the reason that we are going to be looking at insects today is because, first of all, there are lots and lots and lots of insects in the world. In fact, there are more insects in our world than any other creature. Can you believe it? Look at all those different insects. I wonder if you can see any that you recognise. So, the reason that we're looking at insects today is because insects don't have bones inside their bodies like we do. So they don't have a backbone. Can anyone think what that makes insects? Are insects vertebrates or invertebrates if they don't have any bones inside their bodies? Fantastic, they're invertebrates. Well done. So instead, they're skeleton on the outside of their bodies, and this is known as an exoskeleton. They have 3 parts to their bodies. They've got a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. On their head, insects have eyes, 2 antennae, and a mouth part. They have compound eyes, and this means their eyes are made from lots of tiny parts, almost like having lots of tiny eyes all joined together. All insects have 6 legs. Some insects have wings. Insects are the only creatures without bones that can fly. Can you think of any creatures with a backbone and with bones that can fly? Exactly, birds. Birds have a backbone, they're vertebrates, and they can fly. But insects are the only invertebrates without bones that can fly. So insects move about by walking, flying, or sometimes swimming. Now, here's a few insects that you should remember. I'm going to give you 20 seconds to try and work out what these insects are. Fantastic, year 2. So we've got at the top, we've got a bumblebee and a ladybird. And then at the bottom, we've got an ant and a fly. I wonder if you can get the next 4. Fantastic, year 2. We've got a stick insect, a butterfly, and an earwig. So, your activity today is you need to make a model or draw a picture of an insect, and it can be whichever insect you would like to choose. But the 3 things that you really need to remember are, it needs to have 3 body parts. Your insect needs to have how many legs? 6 legs, well done. And it needs to have 2 antennae. If you can, with your adult, you could try and go outside and make your model out of natural materials like leaves or stones or twigs. Now remember, when we're making models out of natural materials, we never want to pick anything that is alive, only things that we find on the ground, and make sure that you ask your adult before you touch anything. But you don't need to make it with natural things. You can make it with Lego, if you've got Lego in your house. You could make it with Play-Doh, if you've got Play-Doh in your house. You could make it with pasta, or you could paint it or draw it. It's completely up to you. And then I'd like you to label your model or your picture with all the different parts that make us know that your animal is an insect. So I'll give you an example here. This is my butterfly, and I have made its body out of 3 stones, because remember, an insect's body's got 3 parts. It's got the head, it's got the thorax, and it's got the abdomen. Then I've made 6 legs. I don't know if you can see them. One of them's hiding under a wing, but I've got 6 legs made out of twigs. I have got 4 wings made out of leaves, and then I've got 2 very, very thin twigs for my antennae. And then I've labelled it, so I've got the thorax and the 6 legs. I will also label all my other bits, but I just haven't done that yet. So I would label my antennae, I would label my head, my abdomen, and my wings. Remember, not all insects have wings, but I chose a butterfly, so mine does have wings. Right. Well done, year 2. I really enjoyed that lesson today, and I am really, really, really looking forward to seeing your models or your drawings or your paintings or your colourings of your chosen insect. Right, I will see you next week. Bye.